Hey, Food and Finance. Welcome back to Baking with Billy. I'm Chef Billy, and this is part 2 of our classic apple pie. Okay, so our dough has rested for about 45 minutes. I have cut all our apples, and they're in this bowl along with the lemon juice and the lemon zest, and they've been macerating for about 30 minutes now. Okay, so we're going to add here, I have a half a cup granulated sugar and 1/2 cup of firmly packed brown sugar. I also have a teaspoon of cinnamon and a scant 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay, so we're going to add all of that to our apples. Okay, we're going to sort of break up the sugar a little bit. Into the bowl. Okay, we're also going to add 2 tablespoons. This is AP flour, so I'm adding 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. You could use cornstarch if you want, and you give that a good coat. I have 2 tablespoons of butter here. Okay, I'm going to add that to my saute pan. It's over medium heat. That's going to melt. And then we're going to add our apples. Okay. I'm going to add my apples here. What we're going to do is we're going to cook this for a couple of minutes until the apples are nicely coated. Okay. And all those juices are thickened up with the flour. Okay, that's going to take a couple of minutes. While that's coming together, we're going to roll out our dough. Okay, so I have here a 9-inch glass pie container, right? Pie plate. I have my 2 doughs that have rested, and I also have a little bit of bench flour. Okay, I have a little bit of all-purpose flour here that I'm going to put on my counter. Make sure your counter is very clean. Okay, you want it to be very clean. Okay, I'm going to press this out a little bit. We're going to make sure that it's coated with flour. Okay, and we're going to roll this to about 1/8 of an inch of thickness. Okay, about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, you want to try and keep this as round as possible. Okay, as round as possible. All right, use enough flour so that it doesn't stick. Okay, but not too much flour so as not to turn the dough too tough. Okay, you want it to sort of move freely on the board. Okay. I'm going to roll this out until it's a little bit bigger than the actual pie plate itself. Okay. So that looks okay. We could always do a little surgery on it, and I'll show you how. Okay, but basically what you want to do is you want to roll this up on to your rolling pin, okay? get it into your pie shell, okay? Get it into your pie shell. Now, we have a little bit of area where it's not covered, okay? And that's okay. Okay, you can do a little surgery and sort of press some extra pieces, okay? Press some extra pieces on. From here. Not a big deal, okay? Not a big deal. Let's see. A little bit here. You can go over there. A bit extra here. You can go over here. Okay, so that's our bottom shell, right? That's our bottom shell. Okay, I'm just going to scrape my board a little bit. So we can go ahead with the top. Give my a nice stir. Okay. And make sure all that sugar's melted. All right. And the apples are evenly, so our sugar's getting, our liquid's thickening up. Okay, we're not fully cooking the apples, but we want them to be coated nice and evenly, okay, and slightly thickened. I don't know if you can see that, right? But the juices have thickened up pretty nicely. Okay, so we're gonna take this off the flame. Take this off the flame, let that hang out while we make our top crust. Okay, so once again, we're gonna add enough flour, okay? Enough flour on the board so that our dough doesn't stick. A little bit more on top, okay? And we're gonna roll this out again to about 1/8 of an inch thick, okay? For our top crust. And it's okay that it's not perfect, okay? Pies, right, have always been rustic, and that's okay. I think it gives it some nice character, okay? My opinion. It shouldn't be perfect, because then they look store-bought, right? Okay, so we're gonna take this out. Again, do about 1/8 of an inch, okay? I'm gonna fill our pie with our beautiful apples. When you do this, you're gonna want this to rest a little bit longer, okay? But in the interest of time, I'm gonna go ahead and fill. That was about 6 apples, okay? You can certainly use a couple more if you wanted to give your pie a little more height, okay? All I had was 6 apples, so that's what I used. You can certainly use more if you want, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and roll again. We have quite a bit of flour on this batch. So we're gonna go ahead and brush that off. Okay, as best we can, so that it's not, that we're not adding too much extra flour, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and slide our top crust on, okay? You wanna press down a little bit, okay? If you look a little closer, all right, what I'm gonna do is what we call crimping, okay? What we call crimping, but what I'd like to do is take a little bit of the excess dough off, okay? And you could simply use a butter knife, okay? quite simply use a butter knife, okay, and take off whatever excess dough you have, just like that, okay? Just like that. Now we're gonna crimp, okay? So we're gonna sort of fold the top and bottom doughs together, okay? You're gonna fold the top and bottom doughs together to sort of seal this pie, okay? You're gonna seal it up nicely. We're gonna sort of fold and crimp, okay? Fold and crimp all the way around. All the way around, okay? This is gonna give the pie a nice little seal so that when it bakes, the filling stays inside, right? Inside the pie. Okay, so from here, okay, from here, we're gonna brush this. I just have one egg. And my pastry brush, okay? And you're gonna go ahead and brush the pie. Okay, what this is gonna do is give it a beautiful sheen when it comes out of the oven. And it's also gonna help it brown. It's gonna help it to brown beautifully as it bakes. And you'll see what the final product looks like when we're done. So, brush the whole pie beautifully with egg wash, okay? And then I like to sprinkle just a little bit of sugar, about a tablespoon or so, maybe 2 teaspoons, on top, which is also gonna help for browning and to give some nice flavor, okay? We're gonna bake this on a sheet pan in a 375 degree preheated oven for about 45 to 55 minutes, or until it's beautifully browned on top, okay? You're gonna want to cut a couple holes, all right, in the pie so that you give the filling a place to sort of bubble up and the air to escape. Otherwise, your pie might explode. So we're gonna put this in a 375 degree oven and we will see you in about 50 minutes.